a beautiful morning. You're welcome to Women's Corner. My name is Miss Blossom. It's exciting to be here as always. Yesterday is the 5th of May, 2025. And it's a Monday, of course. I'm always excited when it's a Monday, also excited when it's a Friday. So you're welcome to the show to join this program live. You can go through Facebook on our YouTube channel at Galaxy TV News for the YouTube channel and Galaxy Television for Facebook to join this program live. Also, you can download Galaxy Television app from Google Play Store or Apple Play Store and watch every live program on Galaxy TV live. So you're welcome to the show again. Okay, I have my co-host with me, Patricia. Good morning, Patricia.
Good morning, Blossom. Thank God it's a new week.
Thank God it's a new week. And of course, because we are having a new week, an amazing new week, we are going with the topic of mental health in women. We're talking about every aspect from the part where you are an adolescent, you have to, start seeing your period, you start developing some very amazing growth in some very private and beautiful areas. And the facts whereby you have to go through like almost 4 stages in a month. Well, a lot of people might not understand that, but the 4 stages for me is the parts whereby you're about to start your period. It's all messy. The part where you will feel like taking a lot of sugar, you just crave for sugary things. Then the part where you start your period, you're in pain, and at that point, anything can just get you angry. You can just get fed up. And the part whereby at that point you're okay, then you start becoming very sexually active.
That's the part that is dangerous.
That's the part that is very dangerous. You understand? And the part whereby you feel normal. So people will be like, oh, she's okay this week. She's not acting weird. Trust me, there are 4 seasons for a woman.
No, you didn't even add the part where you start having breakouts for pimples.
For people, yeah. So it's like different seasons for a woman every month. Well, we have an amazing guest that will be talking about that mental health in women. But before that, let's quickly go for a tip. And the tip is all about good mental health. Now, it's not just about a woman, but because it's women can, so we can actually be selfish a little bit and say women. But let's quickly go for a tip for good health, good mental health. And of course, we'll be right back to continue the program with someone amazing that will do justice to the topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back. You're still watching Women's Corner. Yes, that's the tip for having a good mental health. Okay, so like I said, we'll be talking about mental health in women, and we have Rita Godwin Aliago. She's a certified nurse and, of course, a nursing associate in the UK. She's also definitely a medical practitioner. Can we have Rita on the screen? Good morning, Rita.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so very much for joining. So I can actually wait to dive into this topic, mental health for women. Now, we don't want to just talk about it, by restricting us. I want to talk about it generally. Now, there's this thing people always say that basically women have these 4 seasons in a month. So sometimes it's even much difficult for a normal human being, or even I don't think there's anyone abnormal, let me use that word. I don't think a normal human being can actually be able to understand a woman, because even a woman, it takes a lot for her to even understand herself. It will take a lot of time. And when I mean by 4 seasons, we've talked about it a little bit, whereby, there's a period where you crave for things and maybe close to your period. There's a period time. There's after the period. Then there's time where you're still preparing again for the next one that's about to come. So there are just different seasons. And all of these things happens because of our hormones as women. And in that way, sometimes you find a lot of women, angry today, the next minute they're happy, the next day they just want to go out, the next time they want to be inside, and all of that. I just want to ask generally, if you were to describe the mental health of a woman, that is a good mental health in a woman, how would you describe it to be?
And to be honest with you, it depends on individual. It does not just really to say that different women with different age, because if I'm talking about mental health, I like to talk about fat. So like the Mental Health Foundation in UK is saying about 25% of young women between age 16 to 24 are having common mental health problem. So this can be like anxiety, depression, self-harming, suicide thoughts, post-trauma distress, or eating disorder. Then there's another statistics that is saying about 68% of women with mental health problem are parents. So you can imagine women that have children, how to manage those children, how to manage family, maybe they are working. All this can compare together to give women like different mood swing during the day.
Respond. So basically, let's start with the young adults first before we go down to those who are, getting ready to get pregnant mothers, basically. Then the part where there's a menopause, and the part where, like you just said, people between 50 to 60, depression, anxiety, and all of that. Let's start with the young girls. Now, how do you think a young girl who just she's getting prepared that she's going to start seeing her period pretty soon, and that means she's going to be very sexually active and could get pregnant anytime she makes a mistake. Now, how would you think such a young girl can maintain a good mental health despite the pressure from the opposite gender, and the pressure from maybe the other person that just started her period has a very clean face, she's looking more pretty, more beautiful, the curves are coming out, and she is probably maybe she's probably having a lot of acne, pimple. At that point, she's looking different. She doesn't even like herself. She would have preferred she was not even seeing the period. And sometimes you see some persons, the other part of the private part grows bigger than the other. Another one is small. The comparison and all of that. How do you think a young adult, a young child, as a woman, can be able to maintain a good health despite all this pressure and the change in her body?
This is a very difficult one. As we parents, most of us, like I have a young child and she's about 16, growing up with those happening, like you said, it's been very, very difficult. So, but as we are parents, we're there to support them. And like the society is not even helping matters at all. There's so many things out there. They are looking, they are Googling, they are checking things. So we just need to support them whatever way we can. They can get help from their doctors. They can go into like a group where they can meet other people that have the same symptom with them. They can talk about it. We just need to encourage them to talk about it more, because if they don't talk about it more, then they're stuck in that situation, and that's why you see some of them start self-harming, start thinking of suicide thought. So if we have a community that can help them talk about their situation and how they can help them, we can also refer them to like doctors, which can prescribe like medication for them. There's so much leaflet them that can educate them about how to manage themselves when they start to grow into teenagers.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Question.
Go ahead.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Nosrita, for that. By the way, before I ask you my question, I'm going to say happy belated birthday to you. I hope you had fun
Thank you so
with your
much.
dinner yesterday. Happy belated birthday. Okay, so this is coming
Thank
from all
you.
of us here on Women's Corner. Anyway, my question, Blossom has been talking about the teenagers actually. So I'm going to go into the women proper. Um, does childbearing or can childbearing cause mental health in some women? Some women after having children, they tend not to be their normal self mentally. People around them keep saying, you're nagging, you're doing the things you never used to do. Is it childbearing that causes that, or the trauma of going through the pregnancy?
Both of them can actually cause it. So it's like post-birth mental condition. They can have baby blue, which like anxiety, like some of them don't know how to cope with those childbirth, what situation they find themselves. Those things can actually cause those mental health disorder when it comes to women. So some women get pregnant not knowing what they are going to find themselves into, and after childbirth, they see that everything has changed. They have to go to work, they have to manage that child. How will they do that? Like I said, it's been difficult for most working women, even women that don't work. It's still very difficult for them. That's why you see they have this postnatal depression, not able to manage themselves. The situation has changed, not getting help from people, family, friends, medical team. All this can cause the postnatal disorder in women.
Okay, so also I found out that in fact there's a story I read some days ago about a popular TikToker who gave birth to her second child and had a disfigure on her face. You know, do you think she looking into the mirror and saying that she's disfigured just because she had a child could cause her mental illness?
Yeah, definitely. There are lots of, apart from even that disfigure, there's so many parents after giving birth. Some of them even have partial stroke. Some of them intend to have diabetes. All these things can all compound together, making them feel depressed. How will they cope? There's a child, I'm suffering from diabetes, I'm suffering from stroke. How will they cope? How will they manage that child? So that's why we have to like come into this to help them. Like I said, there's so many help out there. It's but how do they access those help? Some parents do not know how to access those help. So that's why we give them like leaflet, tell them where to go to seek medical attention. And if they observe any symptom, they'll be able to like know who to speak to. There are different practitioners out there because they will know. Family members can also help because their mood will change. Some of them will have low mood. Some of them will start locking themselves in the room. They don't want to talk. Some of them will start shouting, screaming. They are not eating. So all these symptoms, if you have a family member in the house and observing those symptoms, it's good for them to at least observe those symptoms so that they'll be able to help that woman or that young lady suffering from that postnatal disorder.
Okay, amazing. Let's talk a bit about the women at their menopause stage. I've noticed a lot of people sometimes even develop, according to them, I don't know how factual that is, develop arthritis. Some it's genetical, some it's just maybe they say it's one of the things that comes with menopause because your bones get a little bit weak, so you might develop arthritis and all of that. Now, so I want us to talk about the part whereby they get depressed, anxiety, like you said, 50 to 60s, and that's usually the age for the menopause. Now, how do you think a woman can actually sustain a mental health despite all of these things? And again, why do they actually go through that phase of depression or anxiety? Like you said, what is the major cause of these things and how can they maintain a good health? Like when you know you're about to clock 50, you're about to get into that phase, these are the things you need to do to be able to make sure that your mental health is stable and it's good.
The good thing about menopause is that a lot of women are not getting like good knowledge about it, which is a good thing now. There's a lot of research about it, why women are going through those phases. It's different for every woman. It's not every woman that go through those phases. They are lucky. For those women that go through it, they are really suffering. I have a friend and I know how she's suffering. She's have flush all the time. She's always sweating. So, but she knows how to manage it. When this thing starts, what she does is she try and take in between walk. She try and take at least like 5 minutes break. Maybe go out for fresh air, come in, speak to other people. She has some medication that she takes that help her, and she knows where to get support from. So, but the thing there is, a lot of women now with those menopause are really getting support because it's been going on for a while about how to support women with menopause. Some people even take time off work, and they do give them that time off work to be able to recover and come back or know how to manage it. The main thing is knowing how to manage it. Some people manage it through medication. Some people manage it through exercise. Some people manage it in different ways. So it's just hard to find out which one is suitable for you and how to manage it.
Oh, thank you,
Hmm.
Rita. So I just wanted to quickly, since Blossom had started the menopause thing, yes, I have so much interest in it. Okay, so are there signs for you to know that you're getting close to menopause or your menopause is about to start? And how long does a woman suffer all this for menopause? 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year? People out there will want to know.
Like I said, it varies. Normally they say from 50 years, but some people even start early. Some people start late. So it varies on individual. So it doesn't have to start at the age of 50. It doesn't have to start. So it varies depending on your hormone system. It can start from any age, like at least from 40 upward. Some people have it early. Some people have it late. Some people don't even have any symptom at all. So it's depending on those individuals.
But for
Hmm.
those that have symptoms, can you tell us one or two of the symptoms? Because just like you said, it's not everybody that has the symptom. Very can see menopause age 40, some could be 55 even. That's when they'll start saying their menopause. But then there's little signs for some of us. Can you give us one or two of those signs that a woman will see and like, oh,
I know
I
some
think I'm
people have
approaching my menopause?
mood swing, where they get angry
Okay.
easily, when they don't want to talk to people, they just want to discharge, like stay away from people. I know people have hot flush where they sweat a lot. No, even if they're in a cold place, they're still sweating. Even if the air condition is in the highest mood, they are still sweating. So those are some of the symptoms. Some people have pain all over their body, but the most common one I've seen is hot flush. A lot of women sweat a lot.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, all right. So while we're still talking about mental health, let's take a breather. Let's take a break first. And of course, we'll be right back. Now, because we're talking about the menopause, the women of the 60s, 50s, and of course, there's also the part of the 70s. You should not forget that. We'll come back to that. And we still have Rita joining us via Zoom, but we should go. And this tip is getting out of depression, which I think is what we want to basically focus on when we come back from this break. So let's quickly take the tips of getting out of depression, and we'll be right back to continue the program. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Yes, that's the tip for getting out of depression. So can we have Rita back on the screen? All right, good to have you back. Okay, my question is, like I
Thank
said,
you.
it's going to stem out from depression, women in their 50s, 60s, 70s. Now, there's this school of thought saying that for women not to actually fall into depression or have a lot of anxiety, the best thing for them to do is, if you are not married at 50 or 60, then it's better you get a partner or a best friend or a spouse where you can ease tension. If it's partying, if it's, I don't know, anything, clubbing, whatever it is, that way it reduces the anxiety, reduces the possibility of being depressed or feeling alone, like you just want to be alone, you just want to think for yourself, which is another way to actually fall really deep into depression. Do you think that school of thought can be bought actually? Is this something that you buy into?
Yeah, that's a good idea, to be honest with you. A lot of program are going on, like people are like, there's something we call Mind. Is like a peer group where people that don't have family, because people are just thinking depression has to do with only a relationship or no, it doesn't have to. Some people are there, they don't have no family at all. So there's this Mind program where runs like every week, where you meet up with different people in the same situation with you. They have tea, coffee, they go shopping, they travel, they make friends, so that at least from there they can start building themselves back into the society. And this kind of peer group really help a lot.
Peer group.
basically.
Yeah,
So
peer group.
sometimes the spouse is not really necessary.
Some spouses can even
Can even
cause
add
you
to it.
depression. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to say.
Okay,
Okay,
all
so
right.
Rita, coming to you now. Some women in their 60s, who still have their spouses
With
alive,
them,
like Blossom talked about spouse. Some of these spouses could be stressed to them. Maybe they are sick, because I've seen a woman who has been nursing for her husband for the past 10 years. Yes, she's been nursing for her husband for the past 10 years because the man came down with stroke. I know, but I'm going to ask you the question. I want to think that could actually cause mental health stress, okay? But do you think that can, and what do you think she could do to make herself happy, even though she's nursing for her sick husband?
That's a very difficult situation because this, like you said, this lady is with this partner 24 hours. She doesn't have anything apart from looking after this family. Things like this, they're like a nursing home where they can move the husband to, so that the wife can just come in, maybe whenever she wants, so she can take off those burden from her. Or she have family friends, or she can hire carers that can come in maybe twice a week to help with other things, maybe like medication, washing, maybe daily life activity with the partner, rather than she doing everything for herself. I don't know. I know Nigeria don't really have such thing, but in UK we have a lot of people like peer group, like I said, or you can get like an agency, or you can move your partner away. If you don't want to move your partner away, it's fine. They can stay in the house, but they can come in like twice or thrice a day, like to come and clean, wash, so that at least it can reduce the workload for that woman, so that the woman can start to build herself back into the society, because it can be very difficult looking after a loved one that you've left all your life with. Living and seeing that person being sick is very, very difficult. A lot of people get depression from it. So that's why it's good if we can get other help from other people to help.
Okay, all right. Last question. I know I'm not supposed to ask questions because our time is already fast spent, but something came to my mind. Like, a lot of people have actually, a lot of women, let me use that word, have actually committed suicide, probably out of depression from a heartbreak. Now, I want to be clear about it. Is it possible for a woman who is heartbroken? Yes, it's possible. I feel it's possible to fall into depression, but is it possible for such a woman to fall into depression, which could probably lead to a mental breakdown, and that could make her literally run mad? Is it very possible, like medically?
Yeah, it is possible because there are other factors. So if you look at that woman's past medical history, there might be other factors that is leading to that. Apart from maybe having a boyfriend, losing the boyfriend, there might be other factors that has been happening. She might be even that she has been married before and the marriage didn't last, or she has a couple of boyfriends and maybe they are all maltreating her, they are using her. So there is a lot of factors that lead to depression. It doesn't have to be just one factor. So it's like you having past medical history. Maybe there's a diabetes patient in your family before. So there's a lot of factors that are leading to that depression. It can't just be just one factor. Maybe it has been building up. If you start to read her life history, you can see, oh, she's married, she's divorced, she's married, she divorced. Those kind of things can actually lead to depression, even resulting to suicide, like you said.
Okay,
If it's
thank
not
you
properly
very much
properly
for
managed,
that
and if
response.
they
At
don't
least now
seek
that is clear.
medical.
But anyways, we'd like to really, really appreciate you, Rita, for joining us on the program. It's been an amazing one. You always she was answering the question directly without doing any merry-go-round, and it's been amazing. Well informed, and you really did educate us right here in the studio, and of course, people who are watching. So we appreciate you from all of us at Galaxy TV. We say thank you very, very much. But I hope you enjoyed the program.
Thank you for having me, Ari.
Oh.
Okay, yes, thank you so much, Nurse Rita, for that one. So that means all these ladies that take up their phone, and I would have asked her that one, take up their phones and they are crying out of heartbreak, recording them crying because they have a heartbreak, and some of them even write suicidal notes, and
Some of them take some pills.
yeah, take pills,
Overdose pills.
yeah, overdose pills because of their boyfriend. Literally, Nurse just said there's nothing like you can't actually just run mad or act that way because you got an heartbreak. So there's always there must something past experience, past history.
Yeah.
So girls, if you have a heartbreak and you are thinking about that, it means you need to know the kind of men you get into your life. Protect your space. Let's wrap up, Patricia.
Lawson says, protect your space, girls.
Mhm.
Don't be too cheap for these men.
Mhm.
Yes, don't be too cheap for them. Don't run mad because of a man.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Enjoy yourself. Thank you for joining us on this show. Blossom and I will be back by 12 p.m. for the bus.
Yes. Yes. And if you have missed this episode, we talked about mental health for women from all age brackets. So you can go back to our Facebook or our YouTube channel at Galaxy TV News on YouTube, and of course Galaxy Television and Facebook, or download the app from Google Play Store and Apple Play Store to watch this program again. Until then, we'll be seeing you pretty soon in a few minutes. Do have a beautiful day for yourself. My name is Rose Blossom. Bye for now.